Hi everyone, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. This is the daily forecast. It is for all signs. It is a collective reading, so I do speak in broad terms. You need to figure out if and where it fits in your life, if at all. If it doesn't fit, that's okay. Nothing's broken or wrong. It doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong or you're off your path. It just may not be your reading. If it does fit, by all means utilize it. It's originally created for Friday, December 6th, but it's not solely set for that date. If you're seeing it on a different date and it still makes sense to your situation, by all means utilize it. For those of you that are new, please check out the drop-down menu. I've been using in my daily readings, and there's some housekeeping rules, things I want you to think about when utilizing the readings, what decks I'm using, how to contact me on social media if you want a private reading or want to follow me on social media. And easy ways to support the channel. Easy ways are hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, share the video out, leave me a question or comment, let others know about my channel. I greatly appreciate all of it. Let's see what's going on with these cards. I will be referring back to the Sunday underpinning energy. So if you hear me talking about cards that aren't in here, there might be cards from that video which populates in the lower left-hand corner. Or I may talk about cards that I've seen earlier this week. So, because they can still be influencing. Energy is kind of fluid. And some of us, we're all on different timelines going through this at different times. So you could be experiencing yesterday's reading today kind of thing. So let's see what's going on. What does the Spirit want us to know? What does the cards want us to know? Where are we at this day during this full moon? Full moon is technically void, of course, I believe, but they're also calling it's the first full moon of the year, the cold moon, and it's also being associated with being in the sign of Cancer. So that also explains some of the cups energy we've been seeing throughout this week, and a lot of divine feminine energy. So let's see. One more shuffle. Okay, so the bottom of the deck energy. Wow, she's back. 9 of Swords. Are we still worrying about stuff, guys? 9 of Swords is about nightmares, fears, worries, probably trying to acclimate what I'm thinking. And I shuffled that deck and I watched the 9 of Swords go away from the bottom of the deck and it came back. So this is what's underpinning, and we might be trying to justify, assimilate our thoughts with whatever is going on in our feelings. It could be quite challenging, stressful, worrisome at times, or it has been a period of that for us leading up to this time, into this new year, into this full moon. It might be about what we need to release too, as far as whatever it is that we're thinking, however it is we're stuck, whatever it is we're stuck on, an outcome, a desire that may not feel like it's turning out the way we want. We may have to release it with this full moon, or figure out how we feel with it to a certain degree, to clear it away. 9s are about personal completion, so ideally we should be coming to the end of this, or trying to at least, but it could be presenting a challenge for us, at our subconscious level. It might be hard to let go of the worry for ourselves right now. So let's see what the card is for the day. Okay, cool. We have the Star. I will take it. Speaking of divine feminine energy, my favorite card in the deck. Star is Aquarian energy, but it's also major arcana. It is a quiet peace. It is a subtle, empowered energy. It usually comes, and this card comes in the major arcana after a tower moment. It doesn't indicate that a tower moment necessarily has to happen. I feel like there's just a beautiful settling here. There's a beautiful awareness of sort of who we are and what we need and the power of that. There's an awareness of maybe we don't have to do anything in this moment right now. This Star should give that 9 of Swords if any of you are feeling like mental anguish, worry, stress, fear. This Star should be able to take it away. The thing is that we have to turn our attention towards this energy, and this energy is very soft and subtle. It's there and it's present. It's highly connected to spirit and oftentimes associated with healing. So This is about us taking space for ourselves, honoring ourselves, and in doing so, you know, star being Aquarian energy, Aquarius is always about the collective. When we care for ourselves, or when we take that time to honor ourselves, we actually honor the collective in doing so. We're actually giving back more to others by giving to ourselves than we realize. So when we create that nurturing space of healing, honor, connection within ourselves, we are able to shine in a way that has an outward effect on the collective that heals them too, in a way, or at least, you know, we're one less sort of marred individual in the collective at the very least, right? So tap into this energy, because it is definitely divine feminine. It's definitely, I mean, she is Aquarian energy, which is air, but she's got that water. She's always depicted pouring water from like a stream all over herself, like cleansing herself, healing herself. So there is this connection to water with this card. And it's interesting that she's Aquarius energy and air energy, and we see that Nine of Swords. We've seen it 2 days in a row. So I feel like this is the assimilation or the healing of our mind and maybe our emotions coming together in peace, harmony, divinity, and the awareness of the power of that, and channeling that power into our own, again, back to that word, truth, which is the grounding stone this week from the Sunday reading. So I think that there's definitely a truth with this star. There's an awareness, there's a peace that comes today to ourselves if we allow it, if we choose to find it, if we choose to focus on it, if we choose to embrace it and own it, right? And have it. We don't have to prove it to anybody with this star energy, right? We don't have to, she's not like a extroverted energy as much as she's more introverted and more personal, rather than trying to convince others of, oh no, this is the way it's got to be for everybody. You know, no, we just need to worry about ourselves, kind of thing. And so let's look at the absolute affirmations. This is, my chakras are lit. I lit for this. I think this is very cool, right? And it's very meditative card. Let me read it back to you. Allow a harmonious flow of energy, that would be the star, guys, through your body by maintaining balanced chakras. Utilize meditation, yoga, energy healing, or aromatherapy to assist in restoring any imbalances from within. That's the bathing that we see present in the star. It's like, maybe today's a day of like taking spiritual self-care of ourselves, but really doing so consciously in an effort to align ourselves. In the My Chakras Are Lit card, she is definitely taking the time to meditate and center herself. The star would be about that centering. We see the single star and the light that it provides being the guide for her. So the connection to spirit, or to her higher self, to her awareness that is peaceful, harmonious, and delicate is a right word because it's a soft energy, but it's not delicate. It's like, it's so soft and potentially vulnerable that it's really kind of one of the strongest energies in the deck, is how I feel. It's also one of the most elusive, right? One of those that we have to connect to and then maintain, nurture, and expand. And so I feel like that's what these cards are telling us to do today. This is the card on top of it, just because I've been showing it to you. It says there are enough hours in the day. So in other words, if you're trying to tell yourself through that Nine of Swords energy, oh, I can't, I'm too busy, I'm this, I'm that, I've got to get this done, don't. Reprioritize. Go to a place of well-being, healing, alignment. Focus on your spiritual self. What can you do for yourself, even if it's in small measures? If it's like eating more healthy today, taking a hot bath tonight, do some sort of sacred act for yourself, especially under the power of this full moon in Cancer, or even if it's void, of course. It's a powerful shift, right? It's a powerful release. In that bath, let the water drain away and take away the problems and energies of others that might reside in our space, because we may have been using that Nine of Swords energy to worry about solutions for them. We can't necessarily solve the world's problems. We're only kind of in charge of our own, right? I don't feel like this is about focusing on our problems, though. This is about releasing ourselves from those problems, and that full moon would be all about release, and especially in Cancer, it would be about nurturing, mothering ourselves, being emotionally connected, and really feeling it. Let's look at the clarifiers. We have the Page of Swords, our little investigator of the deck. This is that mental energy This, to me, after seeing the Nine of Swords and the star, is the clarity that comes after we've experienced the star or nurtured the star energy within us, maybe aligned our chakras, done some sacred work for ourselves, some self-care. The page then emerges out of that nine with like a new, fresh perspective, a new way to look at things more investigatively, where we might be able to see things from a new perspective, or we might have a bit of new information. The clouds begin to clear, and the youthfulness of the page is about learning, right? Learning a new way of thinking, learning a new way of thought, or communicating that should be optimistic, that should be opportune, it may require a little bit of getting used to because it is the page, but pages are always willing to expand and learn, and the star is definitely about expansion also. Let's go to the other clarifier, the next one. This is the Eight of Wands. This is fast forward movement. Wands would represent fire and the spirit. The Page of Swords and the Eight of Wands would feed off of one another, definitely. Whatever new perspective or energy, thought, communication that we might be coming into and kind of adapting or assimilating, we can move forward in love, in compassion, in kindness, in growth. Quickly. The Eight of Wands is always about quick romantic movement, right? It can be about messages of romance. It doesn't have to be romance, though. This could be just our own messages of love to ourselves, but we're moving forward in them with this Eight of Wands and this new, fresh perspective with this Page of Swords. We still may be learning things as we go with the Page of Swords, being present, but being open to that learning, and I don't want to say intellectualizing it, but assimilating it to our mental space in a way that's more open and what's the word I'm looking for? It's more open and malleable, right, to new ideas or new perspectives that allow us to move forward in love, growth, opportunity, compassion, and making that movement quite defined is the word. It's the sort of, the straightness of these wands is telling me, we're pinpointing the goal, or we're pinpointing the desire, and then we're moving towards it. And also I will say this Eight of Wands being fire and that star card being Aquarius, which is another air sign. Air feeds fire and fire consumes air. So these feel quite in harmony with one another. They want to work together. And then the last card is the Five of Wands. So this speaks to the fact that there might be situations around us that have been causing us stress. Other people's desires, opinions, energies. This card to me is the whole lot of fuckery card, right? It's like fives are transitory. They oftentimes are, like beneath us in a way. I feel like if we are still dealing with a scenario like this, where there's a clash of wills, egos, whatever, the Eight of Wands, to me, cuts through the crap, in a way. The Page of Swords is a new way of assessing the situation, or finding out new information in regards to the situation intellectually, that gives us a little bit more precision as we work our way through the remnants of whatever this kind of transitory fight, debate, or argument may be, struggle, right, clash. That's the Five of Wands. Oftentimes, the Five of Wands, we don't have to get into the fray if we choose not to, especially with this star energy. Some of us might be, even with that my chakras are lit card, some of us might find ourselves, the desire in us is to back off in peace, especially with the star present. Not get involved into the expectations or the crises that are going on around us amongst people at work, or within our family relationships, or our friendships, or our personal relationships, or romantic relationships. If we're clashing, or they're bringing us discomfort or disruption, because that would be the Five of Wands. The Eight of Wands indicates staying more in that space of directed love, conscious awareness, being open to new ways of thought around a situation that has maybe, it's just not, I don't want to say it's not working with us, but it's not in alignment to where this star wants us to be. And this star is available to us today. There's an opportunity to get our chakras lit and get our, it said there are enough hours in the day, that secondary card that I showed you, You know, the Five of Swords could be something as simple as a clash of, like, you know, being overly worked and feeling bedraggled in a way. We don't have to believe that truth. There's a truth within us that's far more powerful. It may be more quiet or silent, and it may require work to learn how to live in it and how to work with it and how to utilize it to the best of our ability. But there's an opportunity to do so by going within today. Now let's go to the grounding stone and see what we need to be grounding in during this time. Okay. Smallest grounding stone in the deck, or in the bag, it's give. And when I think of give, I'm going to say this. First thing that I notice is the red in the give stone, the carnelian, and the red of the page's outfit, and also the red of the wands here in the fight. I think that this is an opportunity for us to give ourselves this moment of peace, this moment of clarity, this moment of like rethinking how we react or how we get involved in situations. Giving to ourselves first what we don't understand or what we may like figure out in this process is when we give to ourselves, when we back off, when we meditate and get our chakras in alignment, get our energy back and get at peace with that, we begin to open up to learning new ways of interacting, communicating, or thinking about a situation. We can move forward in that love. All of this is the redness of the give stone that, you know, represents energy, movement, compassion, fire in a way, but also it's about just giving to ourselves first and foremost, and being aware of what we give to during this time. Are we taking the time out to reach the star, to align our chakras, to rethink our thoughts, to rethink our communications? Is underneath this, right, is the High Priestess. And the High Priestess is a Piscean energy, but she's also about spiritual awareness, sometimes secrets, being, you know, somewhat withdrawn or mystical. We don't, and the star is definitely mystical too, so we don't necessarily have to throw all of our cards on the table today. We can hold them for ourselves and play our hand later. The other underpinning energy towards the end of the week is that Page of Cups, which is that renewal of emotion, that thinking outside of the box, that reconnecting to things in a more magical or open way. And that coincides nicely with this Page of Swords. So I think that there's a shift happening here where our emotions might be aligning with our thoughts, and new understanding of who we are, how we feel, and what we think, and how best to communicate that is coming to us. But it only comes to us if we're willing to take the time to nurture the space and the quiet to give that to ourselves. Do not get involved in the other stuff like the Five of Wands. That is your reading for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. By all means, please hit that thumbs up button, share the video out on your Facebook or Instagram or wherever, and subscribe to the channel and leave me a question or comment. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.